and then putting a column in the Statesman right here, along with a like button. From our secondary research, we found that students aren't being engaged early enough, and a good way to engage them right away or early is putting an ad in the Statesman, because thousands of eyes see that and of our primary target market, and it would just be a great way to get people to get online to the web page and to the Facebook page to like the Facebook page. And then after that's all done, you could invite the Alumni of the Month to speak at UMD, and we've had positive feedback, and it creates awareness and engagement among students and other alumni. And so we've heard the positive feedback, so why not have our own alumni come speak at UMD?
All right, for our fifth and final recommendation is a alumni mentoring. I want you to think back to our fictitious Steve. He was someone who was looking for someone to engage with, someone to help him out in his future career, someone to talk to, what classes to take, what avenue pretty much to take for the rest of his life. And you think back to Sarah. She was looking for a way to give back to UMD, something that helped her out, and she was looking just pretty much to help somebody else out when she didn't get help when she was young. The couple schools that are using the alumni mentoring service as well is Stanford in Michigan and Ohio State and the U, of course. They're using it a little bit differently than we're going to start out with. They actually have a separate page for theirs where people can scroll down and find different people that took their major. We don't quite have the resources for that yet, and we don't have enough mentors to do it yet. So we're going to take a little different avenue. We suggest that right away you send out the email blast that currently reaching the 58% of the 60,000 viewers, and ask them who would like to have had a mentor when they were in college, kind of creating the emotional engagement with them, and they'll pop in their head that, oh, that would have been great, and just ask them to send an email back if they're interested with their name and their major and the profession. And once that grows, then we're going to post it onto Facebook, saying the options available to the students. This mentoring program, someone to talk to through Facebook, the phone, or even face-to-face if possible, that they can help them out with their classes or anything they need help with, and ask them to send back in a message that they're interested with their name and then again their major. And after following that, once it gets to be a little bit bigger after this campaign's over, we suggest that you look into how the University of Michigan does it, how they have the scroll down menu. It's a completely different site, which will take a little bit more time to get that many people into it, but we suggest that you look into that after this campaign is over. Just a little overview of our 5 different recommendations. We had the SEO recommendation, Facebook Like campaign, and then we have the Alumni of the Month tagline contest, and then finally the Alumni Mentoring. It's our 5 recommendations, and we feel if you follow these 5, you can become very successful and more successful than we are today. Go back to Joe for our evaluation and control.
All right. So in order to track your progress and measure the success of this campaign, we need to implement evaluation and control measures. Basically, we can do this 3 ways. First of all, we can benchmark the performance versus previous semesters or years. We can start out before the campaign's implemented, looking at your current metrics, online unique visitors and email open rates, things of that nature, and benchmark it as you progress into the campaign. Secondly, we can look at alumni engagement, and this can be with how many sign up for the mentoring, how many are coming to speak on campus. Again, email open rates, you can compare that over time. And third, we're going to measure it through student awareness. Right now, we know that it's largely unaware for students, so starting with that baseline, we can judge awareness through surveys or through some other type of market assessment as we go through time with this campaign. Now to get to the budget, we had a packet of information from you guys on our first meeting. And in that packet, we had established a $1,000 budget. So we took that $1,000 and we dedicated $399 for the iPad in the tagline contest. We also dedicated $50 to printing those advertising posters that would go up around campus. We have $80 for Statesman advertising, and that's based on 2004 rates. And then we also have $249, which would be for those applications to run contests through Facebook, and those are a monthly subscription, and there's different levels that you can purchase. So $249 was about the mid-range. And then with all said and done, that leaves us with $222 of extra funds, which you could use for other ideas that you may see fit. Also, once you give away the iPad, you're obviously not going to be repurchasing one for a contest all the time. So we would maybe recommend a portion or all of this $399 that you dedicate consistently to promotional tactics that you can keep people engaged and keep it interesting. As far as implementation goes, we see this kind of working in 3 stages. First of all, we just want to establish awareness among students and alumni, and we're gonna do this by getting our social media and our SEO tasks complete in order to be ready for this increase in traffic when it does happen. Secondly, we'd like to unveil the tagline contest and the Alumni of the Month. This is going to further drive traffic to your online channels, and this is where you're really going to grow the awareness. Once the word starts getting out and people start networking, it's really going to spread. And then the third and final stage of this campaign would be to roll out your Alumni of the Month spotlights on the web and in the Statesman, and then bring in the speakers and mentoring. And this is the final stage, and this is where the value is really established. This is where the Alumni Association is operating in all these areas and is really connected with students and alumni. Here's a little table as far as the next 3 years go. For fall 2012 is when we have this beginning with your social media tactics, the like button, the coupons, and the Alumni of the Month. We did delay the tagline contest and the mentoring until next fall, and we did this in order for you guys to establish awareness and get that increased Facebook fan base before you roll out campaigns that are kind of dependent on that. So that's why that's there. And that pretty much wraps up our presentation. So on behalf of Creative Solutions, we'd like to thank you.
Now I'd like to pass out the plans books and then open it up to the question and answer portion of this presentation.
Good job, guys. Why don't you pull your chairs out and get comfortable here in the front. Sit down, relax. And we, ladies, we're going to let you ask the questions. And if you get exhausted of questions, we'll try to help out. We want to give you the time for the Q&A.
All right, thank you. Well, the first question that I have, and you brought up some statistics referring